evening, ladies and gentlemen. Are we ready for the show? I think we can do better than that. Are we ready for the show? Then please welcome to the stage Australian cricketing legend, Shane Warne! Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm Shane Warne, Australian cricketing legend. Friend to some, enemy to no one. I am very popular. Let me take you back to 2013. 25th of August, the end of the Ashes. I leave the oval cricket ground, which is called that because it's shaped like a huge cricket ground. I leap into my E-type Jag and speed off into the night. One hand on the wheel, the other also on the wheel, to meet a young guy called Orlando Gibbs. Hi, my name's Orlando, and I'm 18 years old. I was going to be called Lysander, but my parents changed their minds when they were worried about me being bullied for having an overly florid name. So thank God they settled on something gritty like Orlando. I'm Shane Warne, you're Shane Warne, we're all Shane Warne, but mainly I'm Shane Warne. Women want me and men also want me. I've been Shane Warne since the day I was born. That's just how names work. He's teaching the son of my fiancée. Her name is Elizabeth Hurley. It's quite a long way to Ledbury. I know he'll be a legend just like me. I've done some research. Apparently, Orlando is the Italian for Roland. It's also the Italian word for wile hemming, or stitching a cuff. Now, what we can conclude from my research into my own name is that I'm single. Yeah, no way, he's a lame-o. Warne is a family name-o. It warns the losers to stay away, oh. Shane, well, it's one letter away from shame, which is what you have if you're not called Shane Warne. I'm Shane Warne, you're Shane Warne, we're all Shane Warne, but mainly I'm Shane Warne. Leg spin bowling speciality, put the leg back into legacy. I invented being cool, I also invented outlandish claims. As you can see, I'm the man of the world's wildest dreams. Rhyming sucks. I can't be late to meet Shane Warne. But then I think maybe being late is kind of a rock star move that he'd actually love. I'd be like Aragorn bursting into the Great Hall of Rohan when he's presumed missing in action after the ambush of the Wargs on the western route to Helm's Deep. Or like any of the other famous rock stars. I abandon this flight of fancy, load up Evensong, and leave with plenty of time. I turn the corner and I park the Jag. From the corner of my eye I see Orlando Gibbs. I try to say hello, but he's covering his ears and gently singing what sounds like a hymn. He loved me. Keep my commandments. Pretty fucking weird, eh? You're right, mate. It's me, Shane Warne. You're Orlando, right? Oh, hi. Did you hear the singing? Every note of them, mate, yeah. Sounds fine. You're teaching the son of my fiancée. Her name is Elizabeth Hurley. It's quite a long way to Ledbury. Are you ready for your lifetime's epic journey? I'm teaching the son of your fiancée. Her name is Elizabeth Hurley. Hurley? Is it not pronounced Hurley? I'm ready for my lifetime's epic journey. You're teaching the son of my fiancée. Her name is pronounced Elizabeth Hurley. It's quite a long way to Ledbury. Are you ready for your lifetime's epic journey? This is the Shane Warne Odyssey. Not quite sure what that means. Welcome to the car and to the show. Hi. How are you all doing? Thank you very much for coming to the show. How's it going? Yeah, good to hear. Thank you so much for coming to the show. I haven't done this in quite a long time, so if anything's bad, it's the pandemic's fault. But if anything's good, that's all me, baby. No global crisis is going to extinguish this flame. But thank you very much for coming to see a show. It's risky coming to a show, so kudos to you. I don't take very many risks myself, not a very risky person. That may be clear, given that there's a handout with a QR code on it, just in case anybody wants a copy of the PDF. This show is about when an Australian cricketer drove me from central London to the Welsh border in 1 hour and 45 minutes. I got a job teaching Elizabeth Hurley's son, Damien. I got a job teaching him Latin. I mean, of course it was Latin, wasn't it? Listen to this. And I was to be teaching him in their house just outside Wales, in Ledbury. And I was to be driven there by Australian cricketing legend Shane Warne, her then fiancé, member of the ICC Cricket Hall of Fame and one of the greatest spin bowlers ever to have lived. I knew this was going to be a journey that I would never forget.
Hello, mate.
Hi.
So, you're teaching Damien?
That's right. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You good back there?
Yeah, I'm great.
Great.
And that is literally all that happened on the journey. That is an accurate representation of what the journey was really like. So thanks for coming. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Please do tell people about the show, really lay it on thick how much I squeezed out of the premise, and let's hear about Adam on Tech. Thanks very much. Obviously won't be doing that. That would be shit. It is interesting that I was driven to Wales by Shane Warne, but the summary of the experience provides the full extent of his interest. I was trying to come up with ideas for a show, and I thought, well, what good stories do I have? And it turns out I've got one good anecdote, and nothing happens. But I've got 54 minutes to film. So it's from this point in the show that I will be playing with the truth a little bit. And by playing with the truth a little bit, I mean I'll be playing with the truth a big bit. But just to give the show a sprinkling of verisimilitude, whenever you hear something that Shane Warne actually said, you'll hear the truth bell. So for example...
Hello, mate.
He's already said that. We've now established that. Let's take another example.
G'day, you pommy scamp. I'm Shane Warne, Australian cricketer and renowned arachnophobe.
He obviously didn't say that. So this is it. This is my Odyssey of my journey with Shane Warne. And I've called it the Odyssey because, much like the Odyssey, it's not really about cricket. I challenge anybody to find cricket in the Odyssey. I only knew 2 things about Shane Keith Warne. He was a cricketer and he was engaged to Elizabeth Hurley. And his middle name was Keith. I don't know how I knew that. 3 things then. But I suck at cricket, and I didn't know very much about it or his career. So I did what I'd always done to cope with stressful situations: revise. I spent all week swatting up my Shane Warne and cricket knowledge, so I felt prepared. Prepared like Shane Warne was in 1993 when he bowled the ball of the century against legendary batsman Mike Gatting, with a textbook leg break spin bowl that would cement his reputation as one of the finest spin bowlers ever to have lived. I couldn't wait to show Shane Warne what I'd learnt about cricket.
I don't want to talk about cricket.
That's great.
Hope you don't mind being in the back seat, mate. It's not because I don't like you, it's just that I want the front seat free so I can easily access the Red Bulls. I go absolutely nuts for these bad boys.
All right, fair enough. So you think we'll be at the Welsh border in, what, 4 or 5 hours?
Yeah, if we stop off at a service station for 3 hours.
Sorry, you're going to drive to Wales in 2 hours?
And that's if there's bad traffic. Should be 1 hour 45 maximum. So strap in.
Right. Well, I'd better. Sorry, there are no seatbelts.
Oh yeah, forgot to say. I had them taken out. For speed purposes, I need the car to be as light as possible, so I got rid of any unnecessary weight.
Spin bowling is one of the hardest things to get right in cricket, apparently, because the chances of it going wrong are very high. You've got to make the ball bounce in a different direction from that in which it was thrown. But what was amazing about Shane Warne was that he had distilled it into something that was, for all its riskiness, dependable.
What you got back there, mate?
Oh, it's just my brother's cricket ball. I've sort of been learning how to spin bowl this week. Yeah, I know you said you didn't want to talk about cricket at all, which is obviously, fine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I was just wondering if you had any tips. I just nearly got the balance of power and accuracy, but I can't quite get that special consistency. I guess I'm wondering what your secret is.
No can do, matey. That secret stays with me until I publish my best-selling autobiography in 5 years' time.
Fair enough.
Listen, mate, I've run out of charge on my phone.
Oh, I've got a charger.
Great. iPhone?
Oh, bollocks, Android. The great schism strikes again.
Yeah. Well, could you just text Elizabeth to let her know that we'll be arriving about midnight? And possibly sooner if I can beat my PB.
Yeah, sure, no worries.
So, how did you meet Elizabeth, mate?
Oh, she's friends with my godfather, so that's literally the only reason I'm here. How did you meet Elizabeth?
How did I meet Elizabeth? Well, Goodwood Festival of Speed 2010.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a cool story. Could you beef that out a little bit?
What, you want like a thematically relevant secondary story to form a neat background narrative structure that will rear its head later on in the primary story?
I mean, if that's not too much trouble.
Oh, fine. Every single time. Fucking hell. The year is 2006. The place? Southampton. I was playing for Hampshire Cricket Club and had single-handedly turned the club's fortunes around. The separation from Simone, my first wife, had been quite tough for me and the kids, so it was nice to be playing such good cricket. And then, in early May, I got a text from my old mate, Coralie Eichholz. I don't need to tell you that the contents of this text were pretty erotic, or as I believe your generation say, finger-licking spicy.
No one in their right mind does that.
Coralie said, come and hang out, brackets have sex, with me and my friend Emma Kearney, brackets making it a threesome, in London, brackets capital of England. I drove up to the Big Smoke and we got straight down to business. I thought it was just a bit of fun, but I did want to keep it secret. You know, the world does not need to know what I'm up to. But fate and tabloid newspapers had other ideas.
Well, Shane! It's me, Andy Coulson! Recent soon-to-be-disgraced editor of the News of the World, and architect of the greatest phone hacking scandal this world has ever seen, and number 5 on the handout. Shane, I've got some pictures here of you having a threesome with Emma Kearney and Coralie Eichholz. Pictures that I'm sure you don't want to see the light of day. Look, Shane, you're a businessman, I'm Andy Coulson. So why don't we come to some sort of financial arrangement whereby I don't print the pictures?
Coulson printed the pictures, and just like that, the story was everywhere. Everyone was talking about my private life like it was some kind of scandal.
All right, that's a tricky one.
Yes, I mean, I did take a risk by having a threesome with a friend I hadn't seen in 10 years and a stranger. But how was I to know that stranger was filming the whole thing from the GoPro on her head? What pained me was letting my children down, but sometimes you're just not in control of evil forces that are out to get you.
Oh, tell me about it. I clicked on a Google alert yesterday and the URL to my computer to a website that left it with the digital equivalent of gonorrhea.
Sorry, what are...
Google alerts? They're a daily RSS feed. So what you do is you tell Google like a list of topics that you want information about, and then Google sends you an email every day at about 8 p.m. with all of the news stories on that topic. I've been getting them since year 9 because I've set them up in ICT.
Right, well, what topics do you get emails about?
Ancient Greek language, Facebook and poo.
Why do you need one for Facebook? Just go on Facebook.
Yeah, it was coinciding with getting Facebook, so it was just sort of on my mind.
Right, so you are a virgin?
Well, I mean, it's like a complicated question, but like if it were an exam, it'd be an essay question.
Well, that's a yes.
Yes, all right, it's a yes.
Cool. Nice one.
Yeah.
Don't stress about it, mate. I was a virgin when I was your age.
Really? You were a virgin when you were 18 too?
You're 18?
Yeah.
I thought you were 9.
That's really young.
Billy, no fucks in the back of my car. Nah, I'm just messing with you, man. Some of us are slow starters. Not me, of course. I was first in my class.
Oh, right. Well, congratulations.
Seriously, though, man, there's no rush.
Oh, no, I'm not worried. I mean,
In the Odyssey, Odysseus goes some years without sex, and he doesn't seem to mind.
Oh, is that because he finds a way to ease his craving for physical intimacy?
No, he gets captured by the sea goddess Calypso and taken to her magical sex cave. It's book 5 if you're interested.
I'm really not.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
Right, well, I was expecting you to tell a good story, but seeing as you told a sucky one about your 5-year-old loyalty to Google alerts, I think we'll return to mine. I had a sneaking suspicion that Andy Coulson had more plans for the invasion of my personal life.
I've got loads more plans for the invasion of Shane Warne's personal life.
I've brought Keith to see you, sir. Hi, Andy, how's it going? You will address him as Sir, Mr. Coulson, or Big Daddy. None of this poxy first name malarkey.
It's all right, Colin, don't worry about it, he's new. Keith, you've met Colin Myler, I assume? My number 2 and the handout's number 6. Now, Keith, what's your surname, Keith?
Oh, no, it's irrelevant.
Now, come on, I need the employment form.
No, my name is Keith Irrelevant, which is fitting because nothing I do or say seems to matter. I'm not even on the handout.
Yeesh, well, I'm not qualified to unpack that. Keith, look, I've got some good news for you. I need a new star photographer, and you're the perfect fit. You're cowardly, easily manipulated, and have a camera.
Bloody gee whiz, Fantafruit twist, Mr. Coulson. That's amazing news. Count me in.
Excellent. So, for your first and all future assignments, I want you to get pictures of Shane Warne having adventurous sex.
Wait, what?
You heard me. I want Shane Warne's personal life spread over the country like butter spread over a country.
Mr. Coulson, I got into photography to take photographs, not to invade celebrities' personal lives. I mean, to be honest with you, my passion has always been much more than wildlife photography. But also, surely he's had enough invasion of privacy as it is. I mean, everybody knows who you are if you've just won the X Factor.
Shane Warne, not Shane Ward.
Yes, number 7, exactly. Thank you very much. You're just keeping up. That makes 2 of us trying.
Mr. Coulson, those names both sound the same.
Keith. One day we're all going to do what the man says. I mean, who knows? One day you might actually be invited to the pub after work.
Okay, how do you know
About your texts to your mother in which you pine for workplace acceptance? Keith, it's the news of the world in 2006. I'm Andy Coulson. I've hacked everybody's phones. I think I know that Colin has a statue of me on his bedside table.
It's made of lapis lazuli.
I think I know that Gerard Butler has 11 toes, or that Amanda Holden isn't a goat. Or that this guy's having doubts about what he's watching. Hi, Andy Coulson, I know everything about you.
Mr. Coulson, please, you can't do that because of COVID restrictions.
Keith, I'll live with you and play the track on time this time. Hacking your phones, taking pictures of celebrities and compromising personal situations. It's what the game of journalism is all about. And you're going to have to play the game, Keith, if you're going to get what you want.
Are you about to sing?
Keith, have you ever hacked a phone when it feels fucking great? Sorting private information for white dissemination will make all the lads want you for their mate. Keith, have you ever hacked celebs getting up to filth? Shoe runs in the bathroom, a thermid in the bathroom, Anti-Roddick's mother in the bathroom. Keith, I'm not gonna lie, this mainly benefits me. You'll be my number 1 spy on Shane Warne and his family. I want to know where he sleeps and who he's sleeping with. That's his privacy. Shane Warne's personal life will make me as rich as infinity. Keith, I want you to hack some phones and there's nothing to discuss. But if you're needing some persuasion on this opportune occasion, how about a little bit of I'm your boss? Keith, all the lads don't give a shit and they don't know you're there. But get me shameless sex and it's matter that they're next and you'll be someone about whom they might care. Keith, when I was a young man, I was bullied mercilessly. That makes a lot of sense. It wasn't cool to run the school paper. They mocked me effortlessly. I never grasped them up or retaliated. Instead, I learned all of their secrets. I took their private lives and extrapolated. The truth is so much better if it's fabricated. Keith Shane Warne's private life is priority number 1.
Whether it's a threesome or cocaine with baby feet, so get me all the sordid details, bar none. Keep your morals, don't count for fuck. I don't care if you're torn. My publicity is king, so I need you to bring me anything and everything about Shane Warne. Shane Warne. What, even the dirty stuff? Exclusively the dirty stuff.
Bloody hell, Mr. Coulson, that was an impressive set piece. I'm not really sure I have a rebuttal to that.
I should hope so. But fucking ages on that. The effective minimum made me quite upset. And now it's my turn to sing. Shut the fuck up, we don't have time for that.
Only Big Daddy gets to warble.
Take it easy, Keith. And get me a picture of Shane Warne doing something rancid.
The whole experience was tough on my family, so that made the crackdown on phone hacking all the sweeter. Me and Hugh Grant defeated Coulson, and I never had to deal with him again. Or so I thought. Listen, mate, pretty soon I'm going to need a Waz. Do you mind if we stop off at the next service station?
Yeah, no problem at all.
Do you want anything? Bag of nuts? Magnum? How about a beer?
Oh, no beer for me, thanks. I got quite tipsy with a friend yesterday, so...
Oh yeah, you massive legend on the beers. Oh, I can taste them now. Isn't the taste amazing?
Yeah, I'm not sure I like the taste of beer that much. I tend to just have it because my friends do.
So you like the taste of
Fitting in. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I've reconciled myself to the fact that in order to have a social life with the boys, I'm going to have to chop them down some fat pints.
Whoa. How did you say you were going to drink a beer?
Down it. How else would I drink a beer?
Simple. Glug, sip, sip, glug.
Glug. Glug, sip, sip, glug.
First, you take a big glug of your pint. The uninitiated will want to have a wussy little sip, but you've got to take that hit early on. After that is when the real fun begins. Then you can sip, enjoying the bubbles, the foam, the curvature of the glass in your palm. Cradle the glass like it's a baby. That's why they call it nursing.
Really? Is that true?
No fucking idea. The point is, you savour it. The next bit's my favourite. The thrill of the swill. You can swill the final drops of ale around the bottom of your glass to increase the flavour. Then you have a final glug, and boom! Pint drunk properly. Remember, glug, sip, 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 thrill of the swill, final glug. Or as I like to remember it, gustitsvg.
Okay, cool. Well, I will definitely remember that next time I have a beer. Thanks.
I don't drink that much beer anymore. Elizabeth's got me drinking fine wines. Started as soon as we met, at Goodwood Festival of Speed 2010, a haven for enthusiasts of classic cars. I found love in a place I wasn't expecting to. The car park.
Oh, for God's sake, who's parked in front of me like an absolute numpty? Excuse me, mate, do you know whose car this is?
Well, Shane. It's me, Andy Coulson. It's recently disgraced editor of the News of the World and architect of the ruination of your family life. No hard feelings about 2006.
Go fuck yourself.
Some hard feelings, then.
Coulson, you were fired from the News of the World 3 years ago. What do you want?
What everybody wants. Love. Happiness. An incriminating picture of Shane Warne.
Coulson, all this scandal stuff gets me down. I mean, yes, it's thrilling that my personal life is so exhilarating, but there's more to me than being a rock star. I mean, do people even know that I spend every weekend playing professional poker games at high stakes in Las Vegas?
How's that not being a rock star? I don't what?
People think they know me, but they haven't got a clue. Everyone assumes that I'm a lad, well that's only partly the truth. People know my promiscuous sexual history. While that's awesome, do I want to be seen as a shag man for perpetuity? I've been misrepresented, but I did all that scandalous stuff. I just hadn't meant it to be all there is to me. How will
I be remembered? Will it truly be me? A naughty boy filled with testosterone, chugging beer from a traffic cone. That's not me. What's the true me? Shane, don't worry, I understand. You're afraid people will think you bland without pictures of you getting randy. That is literally the opposite of what I said. Don't fret, Shane, I'll set the record straight with a photo of you in a purple gimp suit, fucking on the roof of the Tate. Modern drama about you's been printed, and it's what people love to see. You're edited, life leaves me minted. So come on, Shane, work with me. How will you be remembered? Leave that up to me. I'll need pictures of you in a sex scandal after one drink, dressed up as Randall from Monsters Inc. What do you think? I think that's really weird. How will I be remembered? Remembered? Is it in my control? My control? Yeah, I like some fun. Yeah, I like when you fuck people. Too much fun takes its toll with rock and roll. Anyway, Coulson, whose car is this? Remembered. Coulson, whose car is this? My control. You even listening to me? Yeah, I like when you fuck people. Clearly not. It's Elizabeth Hurley's. So you were listening to me? Yeah, I got caught up in the call and response thing. I really enjoyed that. Whatever, Coulson. I'm going to talk to Elizabeth Hurley in the mood of her car. Careful, Shane. She's quite the person, Elizabeth Hurley. She doesn't go for guys like us. Don't compare yourself to me, all right? We do not run the same race. You and me, Shane. Two sides of the same fuckable coin. Yeah, she's quite the lady, Elizabeth. I mean, I've always liked my women like I like my coffee. Is there a payoff to that simile? Just saying I like both of them, Jesus. Whatever, Coulson. Gotta go and talk to Elizabeth. Fool. He's no idea what he's getting himself into. She'll never go for a guy like him.
And just like that, she went for a guy like me. We hit it off right away. She could tell I was interested from the way I smiled when I said I was interested. After a few meetups as friends, it was quite clear what was going on. True love. We both had other stuff going on, so wanted to keep it on the down low. But the news of the world would have its part to play once more, under its new editor, Colin Myler.
I get thunder too, isn't it great? I just wanted to thank everybody for being such a hard-working, dedicated and morally vacuous team. If someone had said to me 3 years ago, Colin Myler, you're going to be taking over the news of the world and heading up a team like this, I would have replied, shut the front fuck. To business though, we've got to get a handle on this Shane Warne and Elizabeth Hurley thing. My sources tell me they're going to be spending tomorrow evening at the Dorchester Hotel at a charity function. So, I want every ethically void photographer I have down at that hotel to get a picture of them. Excuse me, Colin, Keith, how do we address me now? Oh, sorry, excuse me, Big Daddy's big successor. Learning, good. I just couldn't help it over... Andy Coulson left 3 years ago. We surely no longer have to invade the private lives of one of the UK's least prolific singer-songwriters. Shane Warne, not Shane Ward, Keith. Yeah, potato, potato, it just has to stand the same. Keith, you're the best paparazzo we've got. Oh, because I'm really handy with a Canon EOS Mark IV 5D. No, because nobody notices you're there. Been to the pub with anybody yet? Yes, I have. And was it with your mother? Yes, it was. Big Daddy's big successor. I just don't want to go back to working weekends invading celebrities' private lives. I want to spend my time on more important things. Like playing this piano that's been here the whole time and nobody's yet acknowledged. Badgering Shane Warne's personal life, sir, it just isn't me. Crows can recognise human faces, lobsters can't die of old age. Chipmunks see in slow motion, cows kill more people than sharks. Butterflies taste with their feet, squirrels can't burp. Sea lions have a sense of rhythm, octopuses have 3 hearts. But how does this relate to what we've been talking about? Well, I can tell you, it doesn't, because this is the irrelevant song.
It's a total waste of space for this sort of thing. There's never a time nor a place. Irrelevant, irrelevant, so easy to forget. I love non sequiturs because there are dogs in Tibet. Owls don't have spherical eyeballs. Giraffes sleep standing up. Goats have accents when they bleat. Buffalo have democracy. Am I gonna pull back and reveal some logical connection? Well, you're in luck. That is to say, you're in bad luck because these trivia are totally pointless. So they're exactly like me. I matter less than the alcohol tolerance of chimpanzees, but I prefer to photograph swarms of courageous bees than doggedly invade a cricketer's privacy.
But if I were relevant, I wouldn't be a social anemone. I'd be like the climate crisis. Everyone would be talking about me, and if I were relevant, I'd be universally adored. My nature photography would be world renowned. I'd shine brighter than a scarlet macaw. But as it is, I'm an amoeba. You have to look hard just to see I'm there. I'm a small toad. It'd be weird if you asked me to the pub. In any given room, I am never the elephant. I'm the ant in a different room. Completely irrelevant. I hope you understand Big Daddy's big successor. Keith, I'm so sorry. For a moment I completely forgot you existed. I just sang a massive song. Really? I thought that was a pigeon farting. Whatever. You wouldn't even do it if your nature photography featured at the back of tomorrow's issue, Keith. Bloody hell, everyone would see that. Then I'd be invited to the pub. Yes, but you've actually got to do it this time, Keith. No phone hacking scandal to save you. Now, any questions? Yes, why are only 2 letters in the word yacht pronounced how you'd expect them to be? That is a good question. Yacht? Yacht? I don't know. Never germane to the task at hand. Oh, what, about the door to the hotel thing? No, I've pretty much got the size of that. I'll get the pictures.
Excellent work, Colin.
Okay, what was that? Oh, nothing. Don't you worry your small little face about it, Keith. I guess it has always been small. It's petite.
The fire alarm at the Dorchester Hotel went off, so me and Elizabeth fled to the streets and aggressively backed off. But a little worm of a photographer took a picture of us together, and it was 2006 all over again. My kids finding out about my private life before I could tell them. I let them down bad. But I can't stop someone taking a picture of me. And if it hadn't happened, I never would have found the most rewarding relationship I've ever had. Well, here we are, the second moto on the M4. How'd you get?
I'm gonna have a cigarette. Do you want one? Or maybe I could have my first cigarette. I'm not sure I want a full fat one though. Have you got the cigarette equivalent of a Diet Coke? No. He probably said no at some point during the evening. I was naive to think that the Dorchester Hotel was the last I'd hear of the news of the world. Naive to think that I could propose to Elizabeth on my mate's yacht without arousing the press's suspicions. Hi, Mr. Myler, I'm really... I've been thinking a lot about the Dorchester Hotel, and I feel really bad. I hereby tender my resignation. That's a shame, Keith, because an assignment's come in that I knew you'd be perfect for. You're always talking about how much you love wildlife photography, so I want you to go to Australia. God, wow, Australia? Yeah, and photograph Shane Warne proposing to Elizabeth Hurley on a yacht. How is that wildlife or nature photography? Is there anything more natural than 2 people falling in love in front of the world's press? I can make it worth your while. Take the briefcase. Good. Now, I think you should infiltrate the yacht by... Colin, this briefcase is empty. Yeah, so? I thought it'd be filled with money. No, it's just a briefcase. But a lovely one. You're welcome. Okay, now I'm sorry, I don't want to be in this anymore, all right? I've been going to the pub every day with the guys from the office, and I've been telling them the dynamite anecdotes that my mum told me. They wouldn't like it if I bent to your whims. Oh, for God's sake, Keith, I told them to go to the pub with you. What? Yeah, they said, oh, please don't make us do it. He tells such weird stories. I mean, they're probably bollocks anyway. I mean, I thought he'd be willing to do whatever I wanted, and if I fabricated a social life for you, Okay, I'll get the pictures. Stupid mum anecdotes. Well, that was an excellent wares. What on earth are you doing? Oh, I was just practicing spin bowling. I've nearly got it absolutely perfect, but I just can't quite get that special consistency. And I mean, maybe I could from instruction from an experienced professional such as, I don't know, Shane Warne. No. Besides, we're being followed. What? Who's following us? I don't know. The Seat Futon's been trailing us since Swindon. I caught a glimpse of who was inside. It's probably some weasel trying to get a pic, I guess. It's not enough that they've invaded every single moment of my personal life. They've got to have a picture of me with Mr. Google Alert Virgin. No offence. None taken. I gave you the launch codes to that nuke. They are not finding out where I live. I'm not waking up tomorrow morning to the gardens crawling with razzers. Well, we could always stall for an evening. What would that solve? Well, an interesting feature of the Odyssey is that Odysseus actually gets home back to Ithaca as early as book 14, 2/3 of the way through. I'll get your earplugs, everybody. Orlando's honking again. What? No, listen. Odysseus gets back home to Ithaca in book 14, but he doesn't reveal himself to the wicked suitors and defeats them until book 21. He spends 5 books plotting with his son Telemachus and Eumaeus, the trusty swineherd, about how he's going to defeat them and hide their weapons so they can't retaliate when he reveals himself. He spends 5 books with them, and then 2 books dressed as a beggar in his own palace before he can truly return home. It's actually during his time as a beggar that he gets a cow hoof thrown at his face by the foolish suitor Ctesippus, but wily Odysseus dodges it. It's yet another marker of the suitor's morally condemnable folly, or atasthaliae. So, I'll stop listening after the word listen. We should lay low for an evening. And then, I don't know, maybe get like a train to the station tomorrow? What's the closest town to you? Cheltenham. Yeah, I like this. Give me a phone. I'm going to call the Cheltenham Travel Lodge. You can have my phone if you give me the secret to spin bowling. Oh, I see how it is. Well, if you're going to use your phone as leverage, then you better have your phone first. Well, I see no reason why it wouldn't be in my pocket. Oh my God, what sleight of hand! Lesson 1 of spin bowling isn't going to be revealed to you, right? Hi there, Cheltenham Travel Lodge? Yeah, can I book 2 double rooms, please? 1 twin? Oh, fine, I guess he doesn't smell that bad. Yeah, the name's Shane Warne. Yeah, Australian cricketing legend, yeah. Yeah, it is literally me, yeah. All right, cheers, mate. Thanks very much. Cheers, Orlando. Oh, could you also text Elizabeth to let her know that we're on our way home or what the plan is? And could you also tell her that she's my ookie-pookie angel and I can't wait to schnuffle her? Throw in a couple of kisses as well. Yeah, no problem. How many V's is schnuffle? 1 or 2? And how many kisses do you want? 2 is friendly, 3 is romantic, and 4 is overcompensating. What's the status of your relationship? Mate, we don't have time for this. Let's go. Come on. Oh, damn. Missed them. You'll get them, Keith. You've got to get them. The Cheltenham Travel Lodge.
Ground floor.
I really hope there's a chocolate on my pillow, or a mint, or a second pillow I can only sleep on supported by 2 sets of feathers. Well, I hope you enjoy your stay here. You're in for a lovely time, but don't mind me though. I'm just one of your average Cheltenham travel lodgers. I'm just here for the ambiance. Hold the lift! Thanks very much.
Floor 5.
Well, this is me. Gonna go find me some ambiance. So, anything weird happened to Shane Warne recently?
Who are you, mate? My name is Keith Irrelevant. What are you doing? This is just some random guy. What are you doing after me? Honestly, I'm just trying to... Listen, I'm not trying to do anything bad to you. Well, what do you want, Keith?
If you're after an incriminating pic, you're wasting your time. I'm not doing anything untoward, just driving a virgin to Wales. Should have thought about that before I said it.
No, listen, I've come to warn you. Colin Myler is up to something.
Floor 373.
Bloody hell, that's high! This must be the tallest travel lodge ever! Australia Today got the pictures of your engagement where I failed, so the News of the World fired me. But I never felt better. I was pursuing what I loved, wildlife photography. But then, the weirdest thing happened. The pursuit of a passionate side hustle didn't work out the way I dreamed it would. I was alone, dejected. And then, yesterday morning, National Geographic called me and offered me an interview to work on their Arctic feature. Hello? Am I in the right place? I'm here to talk about the National Geographic interview. Well, look what the cat put in the bin. Oh, Colin Myler. This isn't an interview for National Geographic, is it? No, of course not. I can't believe you fell for that. I need your help again. I need you to track down Shane Warne for me. I need his address. I can make it worth your while. Take the briefcase. Now, you can keep your empty briefcase. I don't want anything to do with this. How's the wildlife photography going, Keith? Can't be going that well if you came looking for a job at National Geographic in a wet cave. Face it, Keith. You need me just as much as I need pictures of, well, Shane Warne's address. Take the briefcase. No, I don't need you. You can go stuff yourself. All right, well, you want the briefcase anyway? Yeah, you know what? I will take the briefcase. I like the way that the colour matches my socks and gloves. I leapt into the Seat Futon straight away and sped off to find you. I actually have something of a knack for locating you, Shane. It's kind of like a sixth sense. For example, I know exactly where you are right now. I'm standing next to you. 1 metre due west, sixth sense tingling. Right, Keith, whatever. Thanks for the information. Night, Keith. 2 metres, 3 metres, 4 metres. Oh, 1 pillow and a bar of soap. Who is spared by the network of global capital? Good thinking for lying low tonight, mate. At least we now know what we're up against. Plus, we can get a train tomorrow. It's good thinking. Yeah, don't suppose I've earned the secret to spin bowling. Oh, for God's sake, why are you so obsessed with it? I've never had earning it in the first place. I've nearly got it right, and I don't want to disappoint my teammates when I get asked, if I get asked to play cricket. I mean, why do you care so much about it? It's not like I'm going to sell your secrets. Other people can spin bowl too. Oh, I don't need this right now, Cam. Go in a bid. Oh, fine, whatever. Where are you going? We've had a minor argument straining our relationship as the narrative tension builds. I'm going to the bar. Fine, maybe somebody there can spoon feed you the secrets to genius. Fine, maybe they will. Lovely spoony genius. I don't know what that means.
I don't like this. We surely can't count on Irrelevance to find Shane.
Keith Irrelevant is remarkably talented at locating Shane Warne. We follow Keith. We have Warne's address.
And this boy Shane is with. What does the prophecy say about him?
By prophecy, do you mean the text that we hacked from Shane Warne's phone?
Is there any other meaning of prophecy?
No, of course not, sorry.
Yes. The boy may complicate things. Fortunately, we've taken extra precautions. Check the briefcase, Colin. I want to see the weapon. Well?
Yep, it's in there. Lovely, shiny gun.
Show it to me.
You've seen our gun before. I don't need to show you what it...
You mixed up the briefcases, didn't you?
Yes, I mixed up the briefcases, yes.
Colin, you complete fool. Now Keith Irrelevant has our only weapon. Note for next time. Buy more than one gun. I do hope this doesn't come back to haunt us later on, Colin.
Pint of fizzy lager beer, please. Glug. Sip. 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 Thrill of the swill. Now that is thrilling. And final glug. Gus tuts for go, eh? You've learned from the best. Whiskey on the rocks. Hold the whiskey. And fill the glass with J2O. What's up, mate? Oh, we had an argument and I feel bad. It's very much my fault. Oh, I hear you. I sometimes feel awful for iteratively ruining his personal life. If only there was somewhere I could make it up to him. Guess I could drive you to the house tomorrow, I suppose. It's not a bad idea, actually. He's knackered. Plus, if anybody did follow you, they're not going to suspect for a second that Shane Warne drives a Seat Futon. This is perfect. The address is Whitcliffe House, Ledbury. I'm just going to go and tell Shane the good news. All right, mate. Cheers. Hello, Keith. Colin Rydell, what are you doing here? What address did he give you, Keith? I didn't quite catch the end of what he said. I don't know what you're talking about. Tell me where you're going, Keith. You can't intimidate me anymore.
We have your mother.
That is quite intimidating.
Keith, I'm not gonna lie. Your mother's been kidnapped. Give me Shane Warne's address so a new scandal can be packed.
No! Maybe do the blackout now. Oh, not the blackout then. Something else. No blackout, okay? Maybe my arms are still up. Did I not put it in the script? Oh, never mind. Well, whatever. Oh, you're out here. Hi. How are you doing? There are 150 photographers downstairs, and I was sleeping next to Snore Orlando. How do you think I'm doing? Oh, sorry. Okay. Where are the photographers? Lobby. We've got to figure out where I'm getting past them undetected. Excuse me, guys. I've got something really important to tell you. It can wait. Orlando says you're good to give us a lift. Thanks very much. I'll give you the address in the car. If only there were the serendipitous reintroduction of some element that's been mentioned in passing before to get us past these photographers. It's a Shane Ward coming down the corridor. All right, lads, how's it going? Oh, Shane Ward! What are you doing here, Mr. Ward? Cheltenham's the first and last stop on my tour, and this Travelodger service is unrivaled. Every single time I come here, 14 pillows, 14 chocolates, and 14 mints. Oh, that's so unfair. Shane, I know how we can get you past the photographers. How? Odysseus is only able to get into his palace because he dresses up as a beggar. You should leave wearing Shane Ward's clothes. Sorry, in this analogy, am I a beggar? I like it. Ward, give me your clothes. Yeah. All right. Anything to help a fellow Shane. Thanks very much. Right, team, let's go. Hang on, do I not get your clothes? Orlando said I should leave wearing yours. He did not specify swap. I'm cold. Let's get out of here, everybody. Oh, I can't believe we made it past the photographers undetected. They didn't recognise you. Listen, I've got something really important to tell you. Something's not right. There were loads of photographers, but no Colin Myler. It's annoying, but it's not a disaster. We're not out of the woods yet, team. Keith, how fast can you get us to Whitcliffe House, Ledbury? It's about 20 miles from here. Well, the Seat Futon can do 0 to 60. That's how fast it goes. It's not that good a car. So, I don't know, 20 minutes? We need to lose some time from that. Right. I don't think ripping out the seatbelts is the best way of streamlining the car. You're so right, Keith. There are 3 of us. We need to lose more weight. Orlando, get the airbags. What? I'm already breathing air in the car. I don't need more air in some bag. Right, should give us about 16 minutes now. Pedal to the metal, Keith. Let's go. Oh, that's a nice briefcase you got here, Keith. Fucking hell! Everything all right, mate, there? Yep, everything's fine, mate. He's got a gun. Jesus. Is it heavy? Ooh! Drive safely, Keith. Oh, I don't know. You take it. I hate guns. Always have done. It's the main reason my relationship with Jessica Ennis broke down. She kept on trying to convince me that the NRA has a point while we're getting zonked on Quaaludes and watching America's dirtiest trucks. Okay. So, he didn't say that. But can you imagine if he had done? Sell that to Andy Coulson, that's news. This is all very silly and very, I don't know any other adjective for it, but I'm doing it because I do this sort of thing all the time. I always embellish any anecdote when I tell it in a social situation, in the hope that the embellishment will be entertaining and the extra bit of spice will yield social inclusion. And even whenever I've told the Shane Warne story, I've always embellished it. I've always tried to make it seem sensational or spectacular out of fear that the normality of it will just be a bit shit. And the one time that I didn't do this with the Shane Warne story, I was teaching, and one of the children had a better Shane Warne story than I did about being taught how to spin bowl. So I just told it how it was. I thought, you don't need to impress this little runt. Just say it how it was. So I did. I just said, well, it was a normal journey, kind of a couple of amusing remarks, but apart from that, it was just fairly normal. And this child went, oh, boring? That's a rubbish Shane Warne story. He taught me how to spin and we WhatsApp sometimes. It's brutal. And I think it's basically fine. I think lots of us do it. No? I mean, if if no one else in this room does it, then this is a weird vibe. I think we all do it to a degree. I think it is basically fine. As long as the embellishment doesn't putrefy into pathological lying. I think that's, as long as that doesn't happen, then we're all okay. I mean, it's kind of what the Odyssey is about. Just in case anybody was wondering when that was going to get significant. Odysseus, to get back home, melds truth and fiction in order to survive, in order to reintegrate himself in a community and get home. I mean, it is also about ruthlessly slaughtering perverts that are trying to steal your wife. Super relatable like that. But I would just like to embellish less and take the risk of letting the truth be disappointing. And I will start doing that right after I finish this hour-long embellishment. Shane, we made it! Colin Myler's not here! I'd be so sure. With these guys, they've always got one more thing up their sleeve. Such as a helicopter. Hello, everybody! Colin Myler here. What do you want, Colin? You got no photographers, no scandal, no nothing. He's right, you're just trespassing.
Let me see the boy.
Master, you are not strong enough.
I have strength enough for this. He's a chooser, what's he going to do, bore me to death?
That's a distinct possibility, actually.
Shane Warne!
Coulson! Quirrell?
That's right, Quirrell Coulson!
Oh, what have you done?
Fused myself to Colin Myler's back! When you met Elizabeth at Goodwood, I knew you'd end up with each other, so a plan was formed in my head. I needed to be on the inside track of the news of the world, and fusing myself to Colin Myler's back was the only logical option.
You could have just been BCC'd on every email.
No, because... Oh, bugger, you're right! Oh, no! I spent 3 years biomechanically welded to this guy's spine. Oh, God, it gets so hot in the... summer. I don't know.
Coulson, how did you find out where I live?
You have Keith Irrelevant to thank for that.
I was trying to get a word in, but the natural flow of conversation wasn't leaving an opening. They kidnapped my mum! Jesus, you kidnapped somebody. What's wrong with you?
What? Oh, no, we didn't kidnap anybody, Keith. No, that was just a ruse to get you to talk. I assume your mum's fine.
Coulson, I still don't understand. How did you know my address last night? I only gave it to Keith this morning. It's complicated because, like, if you... Okay, there's no way of sugarcoating it, is there? I told him Shane. The stink stops here.
Well, the young buck fucks up. That sucks. Sorry, did you say the stink stops here? That's weird. How does it feel to be betrayed, Shane?
Whatever, Coulson. You can't exactly do anything to me if you refuse to call him Milers back.
No, but she can. Hello, boys!
Emma Kearney?
That's right, Emma Kearney, star of the 2006 Shane Warne threesome scandal. I mean, there's so much more to me than threesomes. Don't describe me like that. I paint.
Coulson, you can't exactly magic a scandal out of nothing. I mean, for one thing, they're not even standing that close to each other.
Boy, I'm intrigued. You fought valiantly, but now you're in the big leagues with me and my Colin Quirrell colleague.
It all comes down to this. There's nowhere for you to hide. I've had ample time to bide. This is my big moment, because it all comes down to this. Shane, I'm sorry for all this mess. I've dropped us in a muddy bog. Don't worry, there's no scandal, they're so far apart. I came prepared for that. Commence Operation Aragog. Oh, I can't charge the spiders! They're forcing me next to Emma Kearney! Oh no! Oh.
Yes, my pretties, force him next to Emma Kearney. Now, Colin, give me your camera.
I can see a future with school children having fun, handing round the tabloid paper they got from their mum, and gossiping about the recent pics of Shane Warne's bum. Shane Warne's bum. Shane Warne's bum. Shane Warne's bum.
Does it all come down to this? I thought this was never part of the deal, Andy.
If I died and saved the day, I'll finally be relevant,
And I'll do it in slow motion.
relevant. You fucking idiot, Keith. Now it looks like I killed you to get to Emma. Sorry, Shane, I've caused another dilemma. Orlando, you know what to do. Does it all come down to this? But what about the risk? What if I miss? Who gives a fuck? Just do it. Because it all comes down to, how will we be remembered? I don't know if it's in our control, but I know you don't have to be a rock star to defeat this Coulson troll. Shane, I've got you now. You're comprehensively trapped right next to Emma Kearney. I've succeeded now that you've been packed. Does it all come down to this? But I don't have the special technique. I'm a spin bowler of no renown, and I don't want the truth to let you down. It all comes down to this. You've only got one shot. When did you rehearse that? I'm gonna go for it. It all comes down to this. Well, here goes nothing. No, you ain't gonna use the gun! Oh, right, sure, of course, yeah.
Relevant, I'll stop this bullet's flight. No, wait, hang on. This is what I want, and it all comes down to this. No! 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 Oh, God, Simpson! Oh, Christ, I'm so hot and dizzy. Oh, God. Don't! Oh, the ball nearly went off stage, and I don't know if I have to feel like a risk of 7 for that or something. Oh! I sort of blacked out in the past 12 seconds. Boy!
I don't care if you shoot me. I'm getting a picture of these two together. It was the last thing I'd do.
Andy Coulson! That's Elizabeth Hurley, star of Austin Powers' International Man of Mystery, The Spy Who Shagged Me, and Gossip Girl.
Andy, call your spiders off! Very well. Colin, commence Operation Flamethrower over all Operation Aragog. Andy, what on earth are you doing? Trying to stage a scandal in your garden. And why are you doing that? Because it's all about the dollar, baby. Do you have any idea how profitable Shane Warne scandals are? I mean, to be honest with you, this is all I'm really good at. And let me tell you, Shane Warne's private life is not a transferable skill. Andy, be gone from the grounds. Now, well, this has been deeply embarrassing. You told me that you and Shane Warne were going to invest in my watercolours. Oh, Emma, come on, you can't take anything I say at face value. Oh, come on, let's waddle after her, Colin, and apologise. As if we've apologised to anybody so far.
Excuse me, everybody. I've got like a concert this evening. Can I get my clothes back? Oh, yeah, sure, Shane, of course, yeah. Here you go. Thanks very much. Oh, well, I don't know about you lot, but having run 20 miles to get my clothes, could do with a drink. Keith, do you want to go to the pub? Going to the pub with Shane Warne. Maybe I do matter. Why the long face, Orlando? It's my fault. I'm sorry. I didn't think. What are you talking about? All worked out fine. I mean, you're a terrible spin bowler, but a decent shot. It's all okay. There is no secret. What? There's no secret to spin bowling. You just go for it. Once you've got your technique, who gives a fuck if it goes wrong? Take the risk of being disappointing. And that's my life advice anyway. Do what you want with it, but I would heed it. And I would not overdevelop this experience with me for commercial or artistic gain. No, of course not. I'd never do that. Thank you all so much for coming out. It really, really means a lot. I've been working on it for a long time, and it means a lot to have some people see it. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed yourself. If you did enjoy it, please tell other people to look out for it when I hopefully do it again. If you didn't enjoy yourself, keep it to yourself. Don't say anything. And yeah, have a lovely Wednesday.